Alright, hey, what's going on? It's Ben here. I'm bringing to you a mid-range Lyonar, which hasn't seen too much change except for the Shiro Puppydragons, which are really nice with 3 health 2 drops, and Lyonar has some of the best. Especially if you can drop an Azurite Lion with a follow-up with a Shiro Puppydragon, you can take out 2 drops pretty much with the Azurite Lion, which is insane. As for this hand, I'm going to drop the Azurite Lion first because that gives me more options around the board. And I think I'll keep this hand because the Blood Tier Alchemist might be useful with a Lion, and these are all good follow-ups, so let's see what's going down. But next turn I will get rid of one of the Arclight Regalias. I don't really need 2 of them hanging around. Although having 2 of them hanging around isn't too shabby. Well, this guy's ready for action. He's taking out tough guy. Well, that means I do want to defend the Mana Spring. Unless I can get 2 drops to drop, but I do not get 2 drops to drop, so I think I'll just go with the Windblade Adept. There doesn't really seem to be a need for the Blood Tier Alchemist, unless I'm afraid of him dropping a 3 drop and a 2 drop. But he played a Saberspine Tiger, so he probably doesn't have a better 3 drop or a 2 drop. So I think I'm just going to drop the Windblade Adept. As for this perspective turn, the Tempest is not very useful against Lyonar. But I think I won't hold on to the Blood Tier Alchemist anymore because after the first couple of turns, really the Blood Tier Alchemist's value drops significantly. Ooh, Provoke Shieldmaster. That's really bold. That's really close because I could almost just buff this guy to take him out, but no. Alright, let's get rid of this Tempest. Alright, well I can drop an Ironcliff Guardian, which is pretty sweet. It really depends on whether he has anything to follow up with. There really isn't anything else I can do. So, looks like Ironcliff Guardian, I just have to hope that he doesn't have any real removal for it. And I'll just smack him to the Provoke Shieldmaster. It's kind of awkward. Especially if he has a way to deal with this Ironcliff Guardian. A Martyrdom over here would be pretty heavy on me. Especially since I'm only getting 3 health. Although that's kind of fine because it puts a little bit less pressure on me. But come on. So pretty much he's using 2 mana to heal me for 3, which is pretty inefficient. Or I'm using 2 mana to heal myself because I used 5 mana to play out the Ironcliff Guardian and 3 health is being healed for the remaining 2, so yeah, Martyrdom is not very good for me. Although he shouldn't be able to develop anything himself if he does do the Martyrdom play. Sworn Sister himself, wow, that's really bold. But this does leave him open for a Blood Tier Alchemist turn. So going through that the hard way. Oh, well, the Martyrdom is gone now. Now the Blood Tier Alchemist suddenly looks really good. I don't think I need a Sunbloom, right? Because there isn't really much silence targets in the Lyonar to begin with, so I think it's safe to remove that Sunbloom. Everything else is okay. It looks like I will be dropping down the Blood Tier Alchemist finally, and I can clear the board, which is really insane. I'm not sure if I should buff the Ironcliff Guardian or the Windblade Adept. Obviously, buffing up the Ironcliff Guardian has its benefits. Buffing up the Windblade Adept means I'm trading the damage immediately, which isn't that fantastic. Because if I put the Roar on the Ironcliff Guardian, it actually counts for more damage overall. But I do want to place against something like Tempest, so I may as well just put the Roar on the Windblade Adept. You know, deal 6 damage. I'm ahead enough, so I think I'm good here. Except the Ironcliff Guardian would do pretty bad stuff to me. And yeah, if he uses a Tempest, then he's at least going to have to attack into Ironcliff Guardian, so he won't be able to remove too much of my artifacts. So that's good. That's something I prepared for. The best thing that can happen is like a Blood Tier Alchemist follow-up, but I do have lethal set up with 2 Saberspine Tigers. Woo! Double Tempest. He shouldn't be able to develop anything. Well, so maybe something over here. That would be pretty sweet for him, but yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. Pretty fortunate. I don't even need to have a second Saberspine Tiger. I've got it with the Roar. Alright, well, it looks like it's time for some pet fun, or farm fun, with the lion and the puppy. Looks like things are going to go down. I'm going to drop the Puppydragon over here because this does prepare me to drop it on the Mana Spring on the following turn, and that means that Ironcliff Guardian is coming down. Which could be good, could be bad, because it is Castlevania and people like to the dynamic whips. So grab the Ironcliff Guardian, which is insane. He is in trouble. That's for sure. I'm not even going to replace any of these cards because these are such good early and late game cards. Well, there's not much in a sense of early game cards. Because you can get hands like these, I feel like you don't need to run that much card draw. As you can see, there is actually no card draw in this deck, which could be good, could be bad. I'm leaning towards this is a good side because I really don't have a card draw, so if I run out of cards, I'm in a lot of trouble. But wow, if I had Divine Bond, you would be in trouble, sir. But I'm going to put on the pressure, so ooh. He wasn't able to remove the Ironcliff Guardian, so I don't think I really need to drop another Ironcliff Guardian, right? Let's just put down the Regalia, and then, yeah, just put on the Roar on the Ironcliff Guardian. That should be pretty insane. If he is to use a Dynamic Whip on the Ironcliff Guardian, he's going to not be able to develop anything apart from a 3-drop, which is pretty weak from the Castlevania side. Alright, let's get rid of that Tempest. I don't think I need to be afraid of this Reaper of the Nine Moons. At least I hope I don't need to be afraid. What did I replace there? Because I meant to replace the Martyrdom. Or did I? Did I miss lethal damage? I don't think so. Just keep on piling on damage. Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's not really much you can do here. 2 Dynamic Whips, and then he's going to have to pretty much get an Ironcliff Guardian out of this Reaper of the Nine Moons for any effect. Which might be pretty nasty, because if I use a Martyrdom on the Ironcliff Guardian, that would be insane for him. Right. Oh, Darkfire Sacrifice into Spectral Revenant. That might not help. Woo! Alright, finally I'm seeing some quality 2-drops and 3-drops and whatnot. Probably will get rid of a Puppydragon. Although, I think keeping 2-drops is actually fine on your following turn, if you're going first, of course. Because, actually, against Vanar, he could have a Cryogenesis, although I seriously doubt that this guy's playing Cryogenesis since it's Fae, so it should be some sort of aggro deck. But, even so, it's pretty sweet. Oh, Primus Fist, that's really interesting. Heart Sister back here. Oh, wow. And that is why I chose to put 2 Puppydragons. Actually, I still can't drop 2 Puppydragons. Well, I can, but I do want to use my General to attack into these guys. So do I want to play 2 Puppydragons? I don't think it makes much sense. Although it would be 2 forward bodies, which is pretty insane. And it does leave me open with a good follow-up. I'm also liking putting down the Silver Guard Knight. I could potentially set up for a 5-mana turn, but a 5-mana turn is not on my hand. I think this is a turn for 2 Shiro Puppydragons. It's kind of awkward, but it does make sense. Wow, this is such an awkward turn. It's kind of hard to tell what I want to do. I don't want to use a Shiro Puppydragons actually. I want to get rid of this Heart Sister and develop a Silver Guard Knight so I can prevent him from grabbing a Mana Spring. So I'm going to get rid of one of the Shiro Puppydragons and see what's going down first. Alright. That was awkward. Alright, hopefully this limits his options and what he can do. He used 1 Hearth Sister, so I don't think he should be able to get rid of this Silver Guard Knight easily. And then with the perspective plays, I actually have the Azurite line with this Shiro Puppydragon. Otherwise, I can use this shenanigan stuff. Chromatic Cold, that's alright. I don't think there's many good 3-drops that he can play. Primus Fist, okay. I could just develop this Arclight Regalia. has quite a few guys, so I think putting down these guys is okay. Although this is pretty insane. These 2-drops is like dropping 2 of these 2-drops is like a super tempo play, especially since this guy's going to get buffed up. I do like all these cards, so I think I'm going to keep them. Oh yeah. And this Azurite line should be able to help clean up pretty nicely. Oh, that was a huge mistake. Look at how nicely it lines up for him. I thought I was in such a good position. I'm actually turned myself into a terrible position. That was the worst play. That was really bad. That's like 3 mana worth of damage for 1. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Alright, let's get rid of the Tempest. Ironcliff Guardian, that could be useful, although I am kind of vulnerable to... How am I vulnerable? But I think I'm still pretty vulnerable to large removal, so I kind of want to develop the Arclight Regalia, even though it's kind of slow. Well, it's not proactive, but I think I'm going to lose out too much on tempo if I play the Ironcliff Guardian, so I don't really want to drop the Ironcliff Guardian. It's kind of awkward that I don't really want to play Ironcliff Guardian because I'm afraid of Fox Ranger shenanigans, so I do want to develop the Arclight Regalia. But I think I'm going to have to take the risk regardless because it doesn't make sense to not drop these guys, so I'm going to drop these guys down. And I probably already lost just because I let him use the Bloodborne spell on all those guys. I'm pretty much banking on that my mistake can be, you know, remedied with a little bit of luck. My hand is still a little bit awkward as well. Hopefully he just uses a Repulsor Beast instead of... Daltas. Holy Immolation is kind of interesting. Maybe I should just block him from taking out the Daltas's guy. It's really weird also. I don't think I need a Holy Immolation, do I? I don't think I need a Regalia either. I guess Daltas seems a little bit weaker here, because I do want to drop 2 3-drops, or I want to play one of these spells eventually. Okay, Regalia it is. It's so awkward, I don't really have a full mana play, but he didn't have a full mana play either, so I think this is good. I'm going to smack into him because it looks like he's going to smack with Daltas in there. And I think I can outrace him. So, I'm just going to attack in. Tempest. So this is 6 damage of burst, which is not bad. 6 plus 5 is lethal damage. As long as the Tombstone doesn't land here. Actually, if it lands here, it's okay as well. Hard to say, but it's not easy for him to remove the Ironcliff Guardian right now. Oh, all of a sudden it became a little bit easier. Chromatic Hold. I guess he doesn't want to take the damage. That's the primary reason why he did that. Alright, the Tombstone's going to land on a good spot, pretty much guaranteed. That's a pretty good spot, I would say. Ugh. Alright, so hopefully I have some sort of activator for the Holy Immolation. Oh, that's an activator. I'm going to take that one for free. Not for free, but that's pretty insane still. I'm so close. Another Holy Immolation or something. Oh, Sunbloom will be enough. At least that's a hope. And I did play around the Warbird this time, even though I wasn't paying attention. Gosh, terrible. There isn't really much in the sense of buffs on this guy. He's going to need another Razorback, or I don't know. It's not really much in the sense of buffs for a Tombstone, I think. Zenru. Oh, welcome back, Zenru. Welcome back. I probably need the I do need the Sunbloom, although I could get another Tempest, so it's actually kind of hard to tell which one I want to grab here. Silverguard Knight. That's not quite it, but it's something. Tough, tough, tough. Oh, hopefully he like moves that Silverguard Knight elsewhere, then I can use a Magnetize. So tough. Losing all those 2 2-drops. I'm so close, but still so far. Oh, Aspect of the Fox. That's lethal, right? 12 damage? It's actually off by 1 technically. Technically, there's no chance he's not. He doesn't have it. 2 cards, 1 damage, too easy. Oh yeah, he also has this shenanigans. The Azurite Lion! Zenru! But the main mistake was that Warbird that I let him get down. That was way too bad. Alright, looks like I'm going to have 2-2-drop action. Unfortunately, the Windblade Adept is able to trade favorably with a Shiro Puppydragon, although it's going to require him to heal up a little bit. I guess I don't want to give him the option of the free kill, so I'm going to put the Shiro Puppydragon here. There isn't really much of a chance I get 3 and... Well, I guess I could have set up for Ironcliff Guardian, but I think he was most guaranteed to get rid of the Shiro Puppydragon with the Windblade Adept. So I think this is a better play, and this kind of opens up options for next turn. Hopefully he just trades the Windblade Adept into the Azurite Lion. I'd say that's worth it. If he has a Blood Tier Alchemist, that'll be oh so painful. And it looks like he does. Oh no, he actually trades directly. Alright, that's good. And it plays the Silverguard Knight, which I can take out with the Arclight Regalia, which might come down. I could also use a Holy Immolation, but I think it's about the same, and putting down the Arclight Regalia does leave up good follow-ups. That does mean that the Silverguard Knight's not going to be very helpful in the future. Oh, Daltus. No, I think I'm going to use the Arclight Regalia. It's kind of proactive, and he's going to have a hard time removing it from the hopes. That's a hope, at least. Unfortunately, he's able to come onto this corner to take out the Shiro Puppydragon and grab the Mana Spring, but I don't think he's going to grab the Mana Spring because he played a 3-drop last turn instead of a 3 and 2-drop, which he had the option to do so. Yeah, that's expected. I do want to use my Bloodborne spell, but there's no requirement to do so just yet, and I can drop the Ironcliff Guardian. Shiro Puppydragon. No. If I had a 1 mana drop, that would be pretty excellent. Our Ironcliff Guardian here, let's hope that he doesn't have anything going down. If I attack in, then the Holy Immolation will be able to get rid of the artifact. And if I don't attack, that means the Holy Immolation will not be able to get rid of the artifact, so I think I'm going to just go with this play. As for proactive things, I'm winning, but if he's able to get rid of the Ironcliff Guardian, that would be pretty bad for me. I'm always coming down to this Ironcliff Guardian shenanigan. It seems like 5 mana is a little bit too much mana to spend on a card because you can just get rid of it. Ah, Divine Bond. Well, you, sir, are very, very not appreciated. No, this is actually good for me because I can get rid of that. Unless he's able to develop something, I'm in a good position. The hope is he can't develop anything. Ah, but yeah, 2 mana, he shouldn't be able to develop anything, right? Windblade Adept, alright. Alright, let's get rid of the Blood Tier Alchemist. I like how we haven't been fighting over the Mana Springs just yet. I could just attack in and take 11, but that doesn't make any sense. The Windblade Adept and the Holy Immolation seems like the best bet here. Unfortunately, I'm missing out on this Roar. But I think this is fine tempo-wise. And I'm still ahead technically with the Regalia. Unfortunately, I'm running out of cards. So maybe having a Sworn Sister is a good idea. He used a Divine Bond, so there shouldn't be any surprises going on. At least that's a hope. It's hard to say whether I want to remove a Sunbloom or the Magnetize, because they're actually both pretty weak on the Lyonar matchup. Unfortunately, I teched out way too much against like other decks. Okay, Saber-Spine Tiger. Holy Immolation, that's intense. Kind of a weak Holy Immolation compared to mine, I'd say. I think I'm being a little bit more efficient. I think I'm going to take the extra damage. I'm going to be ahead. Let's get rid of the Sunbloom, I guess, because Magnetize might be useful. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Take 4 less damage. I'll take it. I guess there isn't really much of a difference where I play it. I'm going to play into Holy Immolation because I'm silly. I'm going to make this attack because I'm running out of cards. I really need to catch up on damage. Oh yeah, that's going to help a little bit. If he has a second Holy Immolation, it's pretty much over, I would say. Alright, Sunbloom to silence that Dalta. So no tombstones for me. Ah, Sejina. Sojina. Now I want the silence. Going to get rid of this Magnetize. Not going to be that useful anymore. Sunbloom, right on time. Right on time, my man. That means no cards for him as well. I will use the Saber Spine Tiger because that seems kind of convenient. And I will put the Saber Spine Tiger in a place that's a little bit weak. Alright, he only has 2 cards and he did not drop a Provoke minion last turn, so I'm hoping that I can get lethal damage next turn. Otherwise, I think I'm done for. Oh no, another Saber Spine Tiger please. Alright, Daltas, I'll just drop that. I'm not going to replace that because it's too risky. Woo! My man. I need to run more card draw actually in this deck. That's for sure. Man, I just ran off cards. That's ridiculous. Alright, so that was mid-range Lyonar, and I hope you enjoyed that. Lacking on a little card draw, I'd say, but I've been a little bit lucky that I didn't really run out of cards. I managed to develop a good hand size before running out of cards. So, you know, if you want, just let me know how the deck is working, how you feel about it. Let me know in your comments below, and rate the video to just let me know what you liked and what you didn't like. And so if you want to watch some more Duelyst action, be sure to put the Divine Bond here on the left on the Windblade Adept. Oh yeah. And then if you want to subscribe to my channel, be sure to bring yourself up over there. Make sure that you get the full 7 damage on the Magmar General. Oh yeah. Take that, Magmar. And I'll just ping off my own Windblade Adept. And I'll see you! Oh man, click. Come on. Why isn't it working? I chose my target. Oh, it has to be an enemy minion.